It is the mystery we just can't stop talking about. A world traveler who speaks 4 languages, yet he doesn't know his own name, doesn't know much of anything about his past or how he ended up in Seattle. Chris Lagueros from our Seattle affiliate, Cairo, has the story.
He's been John Doe ever since he wandered out of Seattle's Discovery Park 3 weeks ago and told a passing bus driver that he didn't know who he was or even what city he was in.
But I have no idea how I arrived here or by what means.
The Seattle Times published the mystery man's photo in print and online. Within hours, an English teacher in Shanghai identified him as Edward Lightheart.
The name doesn't seem familiar.
But photos were of Dr. Edward Lightheart, a public relations consultant to international businesses, fluent in French, German, and English.
How did I get the skills?
Doctors have told him he's suffering from dissociative amnesia, that probably some extreme pain or stress or anxiety has prompted him to lose many memories. He vividly remembers being married to a woman named Tina who died after a miscarriage, still wears his and her ring.
It's a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, because I'm remembering bits and pieces here and there that don't fit.
His real fear is that many memories may not come back, and not knowing what he'll do to support himself once he's out of the hospital.
It is absolutely terrifying.
A well-educated man still struggling with the simplest of questions: what is your name?
Again, that was CBS reporter Chris Lagueros from our affiliate Cairo Eyewitness News in Seattle. We're joined this morning by neurologist Dr. William McCoskey, who's director of the Stroke Center.
Oh crap, I'm gonna be late.
Oh shit! Vinay, are you okay?
Who's Vinay?
You don't remember anything?
I can't remember anything.
Shoot, I think you might have amnesia.
How did that happen?
Well, you know, there's a bunch of different categories of amnesia. There's anterograde, retrograde, but those are caused by blunt force. And you look perfectly fine, so I don't think you were hit in the head at all or had any injury. I think you might have dissociative amnesia.
What's dissociative amnesia?
Dissociative amnesia is a psychological form of amnesia, meaning memory loss is caused by trauma and stress rather than physical force. Typically, it involves forgetting specific events earlier on in life that could have been disturbing. People with dissociative amnesia are usually unaware of their memory issues. There are various types of dissociative amnesia. Generalized dissociative amnesia is a complete loss of all autobiographical memory, which includes the person's identity and life experiences. This gets mixed with dissociative fugue, which is common amongst war veterans or sexual assault victims. Onset is sudden with varying episodes, and between episodes, individuals could be symptomatic. Removing a person with generalized dissociative amnesia from the trauma they are in could bring their memory back quickly. Continuous amnesia is similar to anterograde amnesia, in which a person forgets each new event as it occurs. People with localized amnesia are unable to recall specific events and have gaps in memory. Selective amnesia involves only forgetting some of the events during a time period. Systematized amnesia involves forgetting information of a specific category, such as forgetting one's family. The rate of occurrence of dissociative amnesia in the US in adults is 1.8%.
Okay, I get the types now. What happened to me?
There's a lot of different causes. For example,
from the biological perspective, about half of the development of dissociative amnesia is due to heredity. From the psychodynamic perspective, repression of the thoughts and memories and feelings are subconsciously protecting oneself from painful memories. Also, a lot of dissociative amnesia occurs from trauma from childhood. The behavioral perspective would say that the stressors that cause dissociative amnesia are due to outside forces such as marital discord, financial or job issues, natural disasters, or combat and war. The cognitive perspective would say that it's a combination of psychological stress and other biopsychological predispositions that affect the frontal lobe's executive system's ability to retrieve memories about oneself.
This means that on your way here, for example, you could have been mugged,
Give me your money!
or your parents could have verbally abused you as a child. Please don't get degrees. You're a failure. You see your cousin Tom? He's going to Harvard. You suck. Do better. Number 1 in your class, you should be number 0. You should be getting all A's. No. Stop. The symptoms are self-harm, suicide attempts, depression, depersonalization, auto-hypnotic symptoms, high hypnotizability, and inability to form good relationships. And you show at least one of those, so...
I guess you're right. I can't really remember any of my relationships, so yeah. Do you know anyone else with dissociative amnesia?
Well, I don't, but I can tell you a case study about one.
On March 11, 2011, the largest recorded earthquake in Japan took place on a 9.0 Richter magnitude, as well as a subsequent enormous tsunami that devastated the Pacific coast of northern Japan. The events in this case study took place in Rikuzen Takara, Iwate Prefecture, one of the most damaged areas by the disaster. A man was pulled from the wreckage by neighbors and began running for his life with others while shouting,
Tsunami! Run away! Everyone run away! It's a tsunami! Run!
He recognized an earthquake had happened, but did not recognize his surroundings or self. The man moved from shelter to shelter but could not find anyone who recognized him.
Do you know me?
Who the
The man then traveled south for the next 5 years on foot. Later, in Kumagaya, a city in the Saitama Prefecture, he was robbed of all money and a medical certificate which identified him as a global amnesia patient. Then, he was kidnapped and released in the mountains. After he wandered the mountains for days without food, he was found by the police and issued a new resident ID card. He still suffered from PTSD due to the earthquake.
So, how do I get better from this?
Treatment options are limited right now, but you can use hypnosis, barbiturates, or psychotherapy to help with your recovery. We can try hypnosis right now. So, did it work? Do you remember anything?
No.
Well, they're still researching it. Actually, new information just came out that
A certain area of the hippocampus has been identified as being more important to memory and amnesia. This area, the CA1 area, is involved with memory consolidation, and a correlation has been found in a study between the hippocampal volume and dissociative amnesia. The CA1 also has importance for autobiographical memory, which is something that is lost in dissociative amnesia. The volume of the CA1 could potentially serve as a biological indication of dissociative amnesia, which would be very helpful for discerning in the future.
So, will I be cured?
no, but at least we're done with our psych project.
What side project?